India has changed the rules of engagement with Pakistan. It's no longer a business as usual. We are exporting them water and they are giving us blood. So that is not going to happen anymore. And this is something which Pakistan had never anticipated, that India could actually do this. Since during Bengal, so the anger is across India. It is not limited to one or two states, but across India. And these measures, Pakistan should be very worried. You see, because everybody has come out. The United States Vice President is here, J.D. Vance. President Trump has given a message. So has President Putin of Russia. Nobody is expressing support for Pakistan. I mean, that itself should be a wake-up call for Pakistan. It has been actually a massacre of Hindus. And without mincing words, one should be very clear on this. So first, if you see all the 5 measures that were announced after the CCS meeting, shows that India has changed the rules of engagement with Pakistan. It's no longer a business as usual. And especially in the case of the Indus Water Treaty, the very famous saying that we are exporting them water and they are giving us blood. So that is not going to happen anymore. So it has been very specific. The wording, if you notice, the treaty is held in abeyance. It is not terminated. It is not abrogated. It's just held in abeyance till Pakistan stops cross-border terrorism credibly, so that we are convinced that it has done that. So what it means in abeyance is that we are no longer bound to operationalize the treaty, which means that, there were certain projects which India is allowed to do on the western rivers which were under Pakistan, which is the Indus, the Jhelum and the Chenab. But Pakistan would raise objections every time we propose something. So whether the Kishan Ganga project, the Ratle project, the Tulbul navigation project, which has been pending since 1987. So all these things, Pakistan would put objection and it would get further delayed. And in the meantime, agriculture as well as power generation, especially for J&K and other states, would suffer. So now we will be free, basically to do, since we are not going to operationalize the terms of the treaty, we will be free to build those and construct those dams for run of the river. I mean, we're not going to break the treaty provisions, but we will not accept the objections, frivolous objections that Pakistan has been making. And it is also a signal to Pakistan. You see, it's a primarily an agricultural country. And it is dependent only on one river system, which is the Indus, and its tributaries. So for the farming community, for the farmers, for the people, where about 80% to 90% of the irrigation and agriculture in Pakistan is dependent on the Indus River system. So the impact that has on the farmers, psychological impact, is going to be huge. And this is something which Pakistan had never anticipated, that India could actually do this. Since during actual wars also, whether it was 65, 71, Kargil, we didn't, tamper with the Indus Water Treaty. But this time we've gone ahead and said it is held in abeyance because we can no longer accept this kind of a thing.
So, few more decisions which were taken that will be closed with immediate effect, and that has crossed over valid endorsement may return to that route from 1st May 2025, which is just 1 week away. And also the Pakistani nationals will not be permitted to travel to India under the SARC visa exemption. And how do you look at the decisions made regarding this, and what kind of indication it can also provide in terms of what good messaging?
Here again, the messaging is that the rules of engagement with Pakistan are no longer going to be as before. So basically you've told Pakistan, you can't come into here, you have to close the Atari ICP. Those Pakistanis who are in India, some have to leave by 28th in 2 days, 48 hours, others by 1st of May. So you were giving signaling to Pakistan that, and I think the government is also articulating the anger which people in India have felt. The casualties, unfortunately, who were killed are from all over India. Some are from Kerala, some from Bangalore, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Bengal. So the anger is across India. It is not limited to one or two states, but across India. And these measures, this is just the first step. These are the non-kinetic first steps that the government has taken to change the rules of engagement with Pakistan that is no longer business as usual. So no coming, no going visas. They will not be allowed, that we don't want them. Basically, this is the message that we don't want them, we don't want to see them in our country, and those who are here will have to leave.
Regarding defense minister declared person non grata, and they have 1 week to leave India. And India will be withdrawing its own defense navy air advisors from Indian High Commission in Islamabad. These posts in the respective high commissions are deemed annulled, and 5 support staff of the service advisors will be withdrawn from both the high commissions. With this, what do you make of that decision, sir?
So here again, you see, at one stage, the strength of the high commissions was over 100 each. We had over 100, they also had over 100. Then it was brought down to 50 after this, I think, 2019. Now it's being further reduced to 30. Once again signaling that, we're not really interested in having a relationship. We have to keep the mission for, formalities like fishermen cases, prisoners, consular access. So the barest minimum. And especially when there is no interaction, you don't need the defense attaches anyway. So they've been asked, and they are also, all are from the ISI, and, doing all kinds of nefarious activities which is inconsistent with the status as diplomats. So they've been asked to leave. And the important thing is that the posts have been annulled. That means they can't come back again till the posts are created. And in our system, creation of a post is a very complicated matter. So if ever a stage would come, you'll find it very difficult to post back defense, military, and air and naval attaches again. So once again, a signal to Pakistan that we just don't want you around.
We also got solidarity. The state has also come up, and they supported and they condoned the attack. And they have come out in support. How big it could be? What kind of message it can give to Pakistan?
No, Pakistan should be very worried. You see, because everybody has come out. The United States Vice President is here, J.D. Vance. President Trump has given a message. So has President Putin of Russia. And so many other countries have come. Nobody is expressing support for Pakistan. I mean, that itself should be a wake-up call for Pakistan that, how long can they continue to do this? So they will feel even more isolated than what they have been over the last few years. So I think it should be a wake-up call for Pakistan, but I don't see them waking up because, they're down the slippery slope and they think that, by terrorism, people will forget after some time and it'll be back to business as normal. It's not going to happen.
This is the last question. Of course, this Pahalgam attack, how do you read this situation? How do you assess it with this tragic incident?
No, I think it's extremely unfortunate, especially the fact that they identified, singled out people by their religion. They didn't ask them, are you a tourist or are you a local? They identified that who was a Hindu and who was a Muslim. So it has been actually a massacre of Hindus. And without mincing words, one should be very clear on this. They have assassinated and killed in cold blood, shooting with a weapon close to a person's head, shooting him in the head. So this is, that's why the anger in India is so much. Because you cannot now give any spin or twist to this. If they had said, are you a local or are you a tourist, that's one thing. But when then they ask them to undress and just to determine. So this is something which in India we are not going to forgive or we are going to forget. And as the CCS itself is determined that they had cross-border linkages. So there is no argument and Pakistan saying that we were not involved. Sorry, it doesn't cut any ice over here.